Hi, I'm Jennifer Schramm, and welcome to day 13 of this 40-day program based on A Course in Miracles, Undoing Fear and Remembering Love. So the last couple of days, we've been learning how much of what we see is actually interpretation, or it's actually the lens that we look at things through. So through our projection, our meaning, our stories, our judgments, all of these things that are added by the ego. So today's idea is gentle, simple, and freeing. And the idea is let all things be exactly as they are. We don't need to change them. But this does not mean you have to like everything or pretend something doesn't feel good when it doesn't feel good. It means we're going to just stop adding extra meaning, stop tightening around what's happening. So we want to stop trying to force a conclusion or going into our automatic conditioning or automatic thought patterning. We want to soften it. We want to create some space. Softening our interpretation isn't the same thing as fixing thinking. It's simply just a loosening of the story, a willingness to loosen the interpretation, to loosen the story. So for example, imagine you send someone we'll use the example from yesterday. So imagine you send someone a message and they don't respond right away. And the ego instantly adds the meaning. They're ignoring me, they're upset, I said something wrong. So softening your interpretation looks like this, like it's very simple. I'm noticing I'm adding a story here. I don't actually know what's happening, but I know that there's a story that's going on right now. That's it. All you need to do is notice that there's a story. Notice that the ego is in play. Or here's another example, the horse example that we took from yesterday. So the participant reaches out to the horse and the horse steps away and the ego quickly says, she doesn't like me. So softening the interpretation would look like, this is just a horse. The horse is being a horse. Maybe the horse is regulating itself. It has nothing to do with me. This is just my story. This is just the story I'm telling myself, is that the horse doesn't like me. Softening is about loosening the grip that the ego has on the mind or on the meaning. And so the Course is definitely not asking you to layer positive thinking on top of fear. That's futile. So it's like putting a plastic flower on top of manure or ice cream on top of poop, like one of my favorite teachers, Debbie Ford, used to say. It's inviting you to drop the extra meaning that the ego adds or the fear adds or the negative thinking adds. When you soften this interpretation, it creates more space. And in that space, peace becomes available, that peace that wouldn't be available to us if we didn't have that space. Without the space, there is no peace. It's just automatic conditioning, automatic, we're meaning-making machines. So we don't force this, we just allow it. We just allow the space to come for a different interpretation. So today, when you notice a story or a projection or a judgment arises, I invite you to gently just say, I'm willing to soften my interpretation. I'm willing to soften my interpretation. And that small softening or that willingness to soften is actually enough to shift everything. Not by forcing, not by changing, not by analyzing, but just by allowing, softening. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being on this 40-day journey with me. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, and have a wonderful day.